So what is your instance store versus your EBS volumes? So instance block store volumes are versus your EBS volumes. Okay, so usually an ABS volume is what we have seen, like they come in four different variants. We have seen like they are, some are based on SSD, some are based on hard disk drives. That is where we can choose our volume to be EBS. So this is what we are talking about, the root volume. So if I would go to EC2 dashboard, let me try to click on running instances. Let me try to click a launch instance. Okay, so let me try to click a launch instance. So here you can see, okay, so before we go ahead and do that, here you can see it is quick start. This is my AMI. So this is my developer image. I can go ahead and select that also. And we have, you can come down here, you can see there is a two options here. Root device type is EBS or instance store. So if it is EBS, means it is going to be your EBS volumes that we have used. If it is going to be instance store, then it is going to be instance store. Just a minute, guys. So what it is, let me just write here. So this instance store is also referred as ephemeral storage. So it's not persistent. So this is not persistent. So what does it mean by not persistent? Let us try to see the difference. So here you do not have an option for changing your storage types because we have chosen instant store. So instant store is different from your EBS. That is what the difference we are trying to see. Next, add the stacks, security backups. We can choose everything. What I was trying to select, yeah, default one is this. Not like review on lunch. Okay, so it is not eligible for free tier usage. So make sure you don't keep it, leave it running on your account. Now come down, click on view instances. So here I have two instances. Wait just for a minute of time. Okay, this is my T2 micro. This is running in South 1A. This is micro instance. Let me correct. Go to actions. Go to instance state. Then I cannot. It is saying stop. Stop option is there. So this means I can stop. I can reboot this instance also. It is possible. Okay. Now I'll come down to the other instance which uses an R3.large, which usually uses instance store. You do not have this stop option. You can see here what it is written: instance store backed instance cannot be stopped. So that is what it is, not a persistent storage. You can certainly reboot it. You can lose all your data that is stored in the storage. Okay, so this persistent storage survives, no reboots. This does not survive any reboots. If you restart your machine, it's gone. Everything is gone. Okay, so that's the major difference of using an instance store and of using a database block store. Well, it sounds funny sometimes. Why would we need it? But in some scenarios, you might need it. After certain workload, you don't want the instance to be available. So certainly, we can go ahead and use this. So this is the difference between your instance storage. So instance storage is a ephemeral storage, also called as a non-persistent storage. So they do not survive as stop and start. And instance store backed up instances cannot be stopped. Whereas EBS volume backed up instances, definitely they can be stopped and started up. And when they came up, also you can also have you can have them same data available to you. So it's more of a persistent storage, and that's where we are gonna use it. Okay, so as to summarize what we did today is we understand EBS volumes, we understood EBS volume types, we understood how to create a snapshot, how to make an AMI. Most important from the exam point and interview point of questions, how do you move a particular EBS volume from one region to another region? How do you copy a EBS back to EC2 instance from one place to another? Can we attach EBS volume from a different availability zone to EC2 instance of different availability zone? No, that is not going to be possible. So we can do a cross-region replications. So that way we can migrate it, copy it, we can create our own images. Well, that's all. Apart to this, we also have an option for called as instance store versus EBS store. So that's what we understood the differences between them. So that's all for today. So I'm just gonna terminate all of my instances. Any doubt, please let me know. So you can see this second instance when I'm gonna terminate it. Let us see what happens to their volumes, CVS volumes. Let us go ahead and see what it happens to their volume. So before we leave, we'll just have a small takeaway, and we don't keep that confusion in our mind. Here you can see we have this 4 volumes is still available. So during the instance creation, if you have not selected delete on termination, these volumes are still going to be available. Okay, so you can go ahead and select all the volumes, and you can go ahead and delete them. So before that, I am just confirming that I have the instance has been terminated. Then I can go ahead and delete it. So one more thing, that instance stores you do not see here. Okay, you cannot find the instance stores available here. Okay, so the 8 GB is gone because it was a root volume. It was passed off one EBS backed up volume instance. So that is where it was gone. But yeah, so this is when it was using an the instance store. So instance stores you would not find it in the EBS volumes because you cannot do any operations with them. Okay, so this is a clear example that your root volumes got deleted when you deleted the instances, but not your other volumes. So we have to make sure that we go ahead and enable termination. You can select that and terminate them whenever you want it. It is better to leave them as so. So whenever you go ahead and terminate, you go ahead and do the cleanup manually. So this is a much better option. So I can go ahead and delete the volumes. Okay. So let me just quickly go to the instances. Let me try to the launch instance quickly. Let me take you to the storage page. Select what happens. Add storage configurations. So add volumes, add volumes, add volumes. So here I can say general purpose represented OPS. I would say throughput. So you can see I have clicked different type of storages, but here this is the important part I was trying to say. So okay, so delete on termination. You can see it is selected only for the root volumes. So that is the reason when you delete the instance, only root volume is deleted. Okay, now it is up to you whether you want to do it or not. For safety side, some people don't do this delete on termination. They certainly, do it manually after the instance is deleted. Because if somebody has mistakenly turned it off, also your previous volume is back available. You can reattach it. Okay. So this is how this was the setting that enables the volumes to be still lying down, on your volume section. Okay, it is terminated. Now let me go back to the volumes. Let me find it. Oh, well, we deleted all of them. So that's all. That's all. We are good for the day. Any questions?